Alright guys, Matt here doing a follow-up video from the one I believe I posted yesterday, but as you can tell, crate is empty. So I took the rest of the wood out that I'm going to load tonight. I staged it right here so you guys could see. This is all that's left that was in the crate, so pretty much about is what I put in there the first load. That's about what I put in every time I loaded it, so it's a lot of wood, but it actually did get a lot colder than I anticipated. It dropped down in the low, I think it was almost 20 degrees last night. It's pretty much, that's what it is right now too. So I started burning yesterday morning, because when I first loaded it, obviously last night, this morning, and now I'm going to load it again. And she's in a burn cycle right now. I want to say she's at 178, if that'll focus, probably not. But it's 178.7. Let's open up the bypass here. It's just coals in there. I did open it a little bit ago just to make sure and stirred it up. But I have coals for days. And that's the highest amount of coals. Like technically, you can kind of see, it's just below the panels. Technically, I'd probably wait a few hours, but I got things to do to get ready for a tree job tomorrow. So I'm just going to load all this wood into there, and I'll show you how high it is, what we got. So let me just shut that a little bit. So I'll set you guys up here so you can see, and I'll bring you guys over so you can see how much or what it looks like internally. There. Alright. I mean, it's pretty much what I anticipated that it would last. Some of this stuff is really, like, as you can tell, it's kind of punky. This would take 2 seconds to burn. So I mean, this stuff is really dry, really dry. But I'm just gonna toss it all in. I would have done this video in the morning, but we're leaving early to go to work, so I'm not gonna have time to film it. So I figured I'd do it now. So it'll give me, so what is it, 1 full day, 2 full days, so roughly 2.5, right? 2.5 days, right? Am I doing that correctly? Yesterday all day, today all day, yeah, so overnight. Well, no, that'd be 2 full days. So yeah, 2 full days. Obviously, I may not even put all this in there. Roughly what I thought we would get. I'm going to have to shut this. It's too much flames. Big. Now, if this would have been dormant, I wouldn't have any of this smoke coming out, because it wouldn't have been that hot. I'm just going to throw all this garbage in there. So I guess my test was to see how well it would burn all these logs, and honestly it burns really good. Better than I thought it would. Like I said, it's not what I recommend burning because it's not that dry. I mean, season, it's overly dry, and I can't really get as much in here as I would like. I stack them this way, so, but for it being free, it burned. So yeah, if you've got free wood on hand in your own property, it's worth it. It's worth burning. Jesus Christ. But as we all all know, burning ash isn't, it's good hardwood, but it doesn't, what should I say? You get good BTUs out of it, but that stuff is really, really dry. And, you know, a better choice of wood would be, you know, locust or oak or maple. Hard maple's good, like sugar maple. But I still have a lot of ash to burn, and for whatever reason, that's, I don't know if it's, it's not really rotten, but I prefer to burn split stuff in here. I mean, I will continue to do that if I have it. Like I said, I could have let that coal bed burn down. I usually let it burn down like another 2-3 inches. Like I could have came out here at midnight. It's 8 o'clock now, so I could have got another 4 hours out of that coal bed easily. And it's been cold. I mean, I gotta get out of here. It's been a lot colder than I anticipated, surprisingly. We actually had, oh, and that's another thing. We actually had snow overnight, so I turned on the snow melt, so when I do that, it does eat up a lot more wood, of course, than usual. So, as you can see, there's, I don't know if you can tell, but there's a lot of smoke in there. Yeah, but it dissipates here pretty quickly, but yeah, so, yeah, I mean, I guess the test, give or take 48 hours, probably a little bit more, and, no, it worked, but I prefer to burn split wood that's seasoned, of course, dry. I have burned some, you know, wet stuff in there, and I personally don't like to do that in here. That's when I start to notice the turbulators start to stick. So drier the better. I know it's, you gotta, you know, split them, stack them, season them, or unless you're gonna buy the wood, that's fine. But if you burn what you're supposed to burn in this Heatmaster gasification unit, it's pretty flawless. If you try to get away with throwing this stuff in there, this is going to another customer of mine. This big piece here. This is a big piece of wood that it'll burn, I guess, but there's moisture in there. I would not recommend putting that into a G series stove. I just wouldn't. I mean, I'm sure there's guys that do it and they get good results, but I'd rather this thing run the way it's supposed to with no issues, and all it requires is daily maintenance and, you know, cleaning the refractory out or whatever, and stirring up the coals every time you burn. You shouldn't really have to clean out the box on these unless you do what I just did and let it burn. You know, throw all this stuff in there. You know, ash creates a lot of ash and a lot of coals, you know, and I should have let that burn down a little bit, but it's fine. Like I said, I don't got time to, you know, come back out here later, so I got to get a lot of my stuff ready for our big job tomorrow. So, yeah, if you have any questions on anything for that matter on these stoves here, let me know and I can make a video on it. But I've had this running now for, what, 4 months now, and I'm extremely satisfied and happy with it. And if I had to do it all over again, I would buy the same exact stove. I don't see why I would buy anything else. And I know there's great stoves out there, but this works for me. And so far, we are in January. I think tomorrow's the 14th. So I've been burning October, November, December. Yeah, so almost 4 full months. And I've gone through 3 cords of wood, working on my 4th, roughly. That's pretty good. I mean, in the house alone, we would burn 5. So I think we're doing pretty good. And that's, now we're heating the garages, the drive, you know, partial of the driveway, so both garages. So I'm heating over double, and I'm burning roughly the same amount of wood, but it'll be a little bit more. I mean, it's a long season, so. I mean, I'm going to leave this go all summer too. Now I'm going to have it where it just heats my hot water once that temperature, you know, comes all the way up to whatever, and I'll just slowly start putting less and less wood in there. So I'll continue to make videos all throughout the year, how it's burning, is it going to go out, does it go out, how much wood am I putting in. So it's going to be a learning curve, but we'll see how it goes. And I'm hoping that way I don't have to, you know, pay money on the natural gas, especially with that article that came out recently about they want to crack down on the gas stoves, which is in your house, of course, which is absolutely ridiculous. But whatever, that's a different conversation. So, but no, I would like to keep this going. I always have, when I'm splitting, like some scraps to put in. If I keep getting ash, which for the next couple of years, I'll have ash trees that we're cutting down, and most of the stuff's really dry, so I'll be burning that, and hopefully I can get away with, you know, a couple slices of wood a day. That'd be nice, you know. I'm not going to fill the stove and let it go for 5 days, because that's just not going to turn out well. That'd be great, but I mean, I could always try it, but I don't think it's going to go very well. So like I said, it'd be a trial and error. But yeah, I got 2 full days out of the wood that I cut down. It took me, I don't know, 40 minutes to cut down those little trees, and I got 2 days out of it. So, but you can't do that with other types of trees. But it just goes to show you, a little bit of work goes a long way to get us 2 full days of heat. To me, that's just a little exercise. I mean, that's a joke for us to do for trees, but I have enough of that on our property that I could have enough wood probably for all next year easily. I just don't have the time to do all that when I need to be out making money. So, but yeah, if you have any questions or you want to see some other types of videos, I know I have some people that want to see the wood yard and some tree jobs, and I'll get to that. It's just some of this times is a little bit of downtime. I can make these videos on this, but yeah, if you want to see anything else, just comment down below, subscribe if you like what you see, and as always, keep burning.